Chilli, 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 chilli. Ah! Those were the winter.
Once, there was a glorious kingdom.
So nice. Mm. Armbrust. Nyanyi, ojo nyanyi, musik nyanyi. I guess possible. Ghost is ghost. Mama, please, okay, 미안해요. Chill. Quest. Hello, child.
Ready.
I summon thee!
Don't get too close!
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
I got you covered!
Justice will prevail!
Time to testify. Moving. When evil lurks, shoot on sight.
You asked for it!
As you wish, main Fräulein. Supporting fire!
Time to testify.
Here you are.
Let the show ink! Odds reveal dice!
Diffract!
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Flicker. Scatter!
Ready, steady, go! Let's dance! Wings of Darkness! Come, sever night from day! Stay put! By royal decree!
Give some space. Behind you! Excuse me. Behind you!
Ready, go! Write this on your sign!
Way ahead of you! Feeling lucky today?
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Don't be scared! Fly!
Give some space.
This one. You want this
Way ahead of you! Move to Al Akbar!
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorinde over there? They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on!
Still no dice?
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone in the court of Fontaine already. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
What about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off, too, so I don't want to bother them either.
This is getting pretty difficult.
Navia, Clorinde, what's up?
my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners. How are you all doing?
Huh. Navia?
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Yep, this is our chance.
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you can solve.
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other options.
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super interesting.
Clorinde and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it for them. And when they asked, of course I couldn't refuse. I mean, come on, a brand new script? Nobody has ever played it before.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues, but I think this one is pretty solid. The author obviously put a lot of work into the story, and the world building is also quite credible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet. No spoilers, please.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player.
So, you're saying you'll help us out? I knew I could count on you, partner.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a package deal. Is that okay?
That's not a problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players, and ensure that everyone has a good time.
Well, Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
Well, that solves our problem. You have our thanks.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager from the club right away.
The script manager? Didn't you just say that you gave Clorinde the script?
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides the next part of the script only after players have completed the current list of objectives. On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life. We'll only know where we should go once the script manager reveals the starting location.
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote this script really did put in a lot of work.
And it's got a real healthy amount of suspense, right? I mean, even the GM doesn't know how the story will end.
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique. I'll come over with the script manager as soon as I find them.
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're going, and don't rush.
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of character should I play this time?
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills this time.
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you too!
What a pleasant surprise. I assume you'll be joining us for the game then?
Linny, Farina! Paimon didn't know you were playing too. Are you...
I'm more of a casual member if anything. I haven't taken part in many formal club activities. Lynette Fremine and I play something similar at the Hotel Bouffe Tété sometimes, but I'm usually the GM. Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player for the first time. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm not a member of the club at all. Clorinde simply woke me up first thing this morning, said there was a good script worth experiencing, and asked if I wanted in.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40% discount on membership fees.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays out first, especially when it comes to the quality of the script. If it's sufficiently fun, then I'll join.
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troupe activities, Clorinde?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior game masters of the troupe.
Right. I knew about that even when she was still my subordinate.
It's nothing. Really, just a small hobby of mine.
Wow. Hyman's so used to seeing you be all upstanding and intimidating as the champion duelist. It's kind of hard to imagine you role-playing with a bunch of friends.
Surely you jest. I would never intentionally make things difficult for my players. I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at court represents the law and order of Fontaine. I put all personal feelings to the side and grant a fair duel to all who seek to defend their honor. But in my personal life, I'm just an ordinary person. Someone who feels anger and sadness, just like everyone else.
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen you get angry, sure, but now I'm wondering whether you were actually mad or if...
I was probably in work mode during those times.
Is that so? Well, in any case, I just feel like even in your personal life, you don't get emotional very often.
So you want to see me cry? That might be a little difficult.
I'm back! Here, allow me to introduce you to the script manager, Mr. Florian.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Hello. Wait, are you a champion duelist too, Mr. Florian?
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the club. I occasionally play a few of the roles in my scripts.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more immersive experience. Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of the script. This script was adapted from the real history of the Marechaussee Hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital.
Paimon's not super familiar with the history of the Marechaussee Hunters. Is that a problem?
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, Marechaussee Hunters were people who dedicated themselves to hunting monsters and protecting the city by using a special swordsmanship technique passed down over generations. Their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian dynasty, as well as the first hunter, Cassiodor. But I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out and discover later.
And I'll provide additional commentary as the story progresses.
In that case, brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Whoa, just one sentence and it's like we're in the story already!
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me. Very well, head over to this location and begin your heroic journey.
So, as we follow the story, it leads us to specific scenes? Ooh, sounds pretty innovative. What does the message in the envelope say?
It's the exact location of the scene, as well as the formal permission to use the venue. Seems like they have everything prepared. Please check all your belongings, everyone, and make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Once you're ready, please follow me to the designated location.
Sounds good. Hunter Squad, move out!
Welcome to Tieria Boutique. For tailoring services, please make a reservation in advance.
They really are cut above.
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the phaetometer is here and ready to go for us.
The phaetometer. What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and tea? Is that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Oh, really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marashose hunter, Paimon.
Snack hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great, but I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
Very fair. Then, let us begin. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. In this story, everyone is a Marashose hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need to allocate any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
Why don't you share a character card then? The Traveler will be the Marashose hunter, and you can be his little floating assistant.
Kinda like in real life.
So, for the name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep, it can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name.
Oh, so it would be like experiencing a different life, but still as yourself.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I'll take persuasion and investigate.
Oh, those skills,
So, should we also...
Not necessarily. For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of...
Oh, interesting. Let me see. I'll take arts.
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, Traveler? Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful. Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these 2 skills? Sure, what do you want to learn? Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds... Ha-ha! Gotta say, this... So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these 2 skills?
Let's see.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool?
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says, this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or creatures that fit the script's world-building rules.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marashose hunter can summon?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the rest.
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't wait to see what kind of thing.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating their characters, since 2 of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask. Would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
What's the difference between the two?
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the Fatometer. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the Fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow. If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about luck playing a factor.
Given that I'd like to focus on the story...
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the lifeblood of role-playing games. I'm going with authentic mode for sure. Never knowing what you might have to overcome.
All right.
What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
Are you sure?
Trust me, you'll see the beauty of RNG. Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would make things too difficult for us no matter what the Fatometer says. Isn't that right, Clorinde?
No promises.
That wasn't super reassuring.
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. I want to experience at least a good chunk of the story today.
Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene on a beach?
Well, that's because a long time ago, back when human civilization was still in its infancy, powerful demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so, subdue each and every monster that sought their destruction. They became known as the Marashose Hunters. Sometime later, as a member of the Marashose Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marashose hunters, likely led to this location after reving the same commission as you.
You're all Marashose hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in. My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little and picked up a few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted by a Marechaussee hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you
पता नहीं था
introduce
लेकिन
your
वहाँ से
character
जो
to
hunter है
everyone? It sounds like they've done this dozens of times. My name is Farina, and, I grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts. Even though I'm a Marechaussee hunter, what I really want is to be a performing artiste.
Hey, that's really cool. You can do it, Farina. That's exactly how it's done.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marechaussee hunter right here.
I've been studying the culinary arts since I was a child. I hope my delicious
पहली
food
बार
can
बोला
help
पहली बार
boost
बोला
people's spirits.
इतने सालों बाद सुनने
That's
को मिला
wonderful.
सफर
I'll be looking forward to your cooking during our adventures together.
Well, if we're all here for the same commission, why don't we take some time to confirm what we need to do?
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message reads, "To the honorable and trustworthy Marechaussee hunters, our kingdom is currently facing a grave crisis. The lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis and return peace and stability to our home."
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar. It kind of reminds Paimon of Mondstadt.
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall the sight of tree-lined streets and the gentle tranquility of days gone by. Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears to be little more than an empty shell. Its hollow gates are open to you, beckoning you to come forth and bring salvation back to the town.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to us?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that things were not right within the kingdom and sent a distress signal to the outside world.
In that case, why don't we take a walk around the city and see if we can learn anything from the local residents?
Oh, good idea. We might be able to get some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're at.
You look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open for the day.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by,
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right.
it seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer. If we keep asking...
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism. Oh,
I don't think that's the kind of question we're supposed to ask.
nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some macarons?
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't really look like a chef. Besides, I'm not...
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets. You're really starting to remind me of this one friend of... Hey! Did she just... Me?
Clorinde must have broke character for a second.
This isn't getting us anywhere.
The results of insight checks aren't disclosed to the players, so I'll be the one
Okay.
You recall all the lessons you've learned in your time and begin to carefully observe the woman's mannerisms. You notice that when she's quiet, she has an empty look in her eyes, as if her thoughts have drifted to a place far, far away. And when she speaks, she often subconsciously reaches out to touch the ring on her left hand. So you noticed. That's a little embarrassing. A horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the guards were dispatched to fight them.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that my husband was dispatched to fight them 3 days ago.
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast. When we said our goodbyes, he couldn't even tell me where they were sending.
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible. We sincerely hope your husband will be able to return to your side soon.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just try to remain optimistic and wait for good news. We don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things, like what we eat and how we respond to the things life throws our way. I hope that one day, you too will recognize the power of something as small and inconsequential as a delicious dessert.
खाने का रेफरेंस को दे रही है.
I'll do my best. You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city. As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Although he doesn't seem very friendly, merchants are usually a good source of information, right?
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
Clorinde.
Surely an onion can't be that expensive, right?
What do you know? War is nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking to him.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something?
Okay, while everyone is talking, I secretly use my magic props to summon a bottle of wine without the merchant noticing. We meant no offense, sir. Here, allow me to offer you this bottle of vintage wine, made only from the finest grapes. I'll just leave it here. Please, enjoy it at your leisure. I should mention that this wine is the perfect accompaniment to a meal. I'd suggest enjoying it with dinner.
All right. Go on and ask. What do you want to know?
Do you have any information on the monsters or the crisis that has overtaken the kingdom?
Crisis? If you ask me, there's a crisis everywhere you look. Those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
Wait, you're saying no one has put a plan in place to distribute supplies or maintain order?
We could all starve and those nobles in the palace wouldn't even break a sweat. Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning. Thank you, sir. We won't take up any more of your time now.
Hey, why did you leave in such a hurry?
Well, you see, that bottle of wine was just a cardboard prop.
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the city square? Follow me.
It doesn't seem like there's any information to be gained from the area up ahead. You conclude that this area is best left unexplored at this time. Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes his head and lets out a long sigh.
This guy seems promising enough. Maybe I can get some information out of him. Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Wait, you're...
I'm...
Oh, dear goodness! You're a Marashose hunter!
You recognize us? Ah, are you one of the people who wrote the commission letter?
Yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come! Oh, what great news! The city is saved!
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be free of monsters. The first Marashose hunter, Casiodor, the Golden Hunter, he was the one who drove them back. However, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power. Or perhaps an evil sorcerer has been meddling in our affairs. All I know for sure is that their return has stripped the city of any chance at peace.
Are there not enough soldiers to drive them out?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards simply have no idea how to deal with them. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, to be
Well, you can
The man is touched by your determination and resolve. His
Still,
although
I see.
All right, they're actively even one of our
Talk about being
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to...
hey, not everything...
I appreciate your kindness, but for now, brave hunters...
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that...
Exactly. We need to defeat the monsters outside the city and...
But which problem should we tackle first?
Well, this seems...
Well, Clorinde...
I wouldn't...
Sure. Paimon wants to...
No.
Huh?
In theory, yes. All you would need... Still, most people dropped out at the early stages. And
What kind of monsters do...
the land of one of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble a formidable army of golems.
Now, wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration for the evil sorcerer.
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then... How about Casiodor, the Golden Hunter? Or Egeria, the ex-Hydro Archon?
Wait, but those people are all from a super long time...
From my master.
By master, you mean Miss Petronia? Absolutely.
Let's not get off topic. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Casiodor into battle against the monsters. Yet, as Fontaine entered an era of peace, their work gradually became obsolete.
Is that really a bad thing?
Speaking of it,
I vote...
Well said, Miss...
What about you, partner? What do you think? I mean, you're not wrong. But those characters are usually the ones pulling the... We don't want a total party kill on the first day, right? With Clorinde as the GM, then it's settled.
All right. After some discussion, you decide to turn around and head out.
Part ko na go.
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
You there! Outsiders, halt!
Who's there?
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build and a determined expression in his eyes.
Maskulat?
Just one look, and you can tell he's fought in his fair share of battles. Although he's trying his best to I'm the captain of... State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since...
I said talk. Marachose hunters? Ha! That fairy tale you...
Sir, we were in... Your guards are...
The man regards you with doubt and concern. Those monsters are... I just hope all the...
Based on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds. A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief. Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back, they yell.
Celluri. ये फाइट करना पड़ेगा चलो
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you, and downed trees riddled with terrifying claw marks. All the signs point to one thing. A truly devastating battle just took place here.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might still be around.
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes. The monsters have emerged. They close in on you without fear. You get the impression that, in their bloodthirsty eyes, you're just another meal for them to devour.
A little help here! This thing wants to eat Paimon!
Your battle round begins now.
Success.
Let the world collide!
And the next battle round begins now.
Yeah! Water jet! Yeah!
Watch out!
Let's get this show on the road!
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into thin air.
Ugh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marachose Hunter class came with all those preset skill points. Otherwise, we would have been in some real trouble.
I never knew the Fatometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict. If you get unlucky, isn't it just game over right then and there?
That's part of the fun. The uncertainty of fate is what gives these games their appeal.
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
A suspicious lump? Wait, could it be the thing that appears after every battle?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made of wood. It was previously obscured by the large form of the monsters. With the monsters gone, the small protrusion now awaits your
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
With everyone's help, you successfully excavate the wooden chest from the ground, even without opening it. You can tell from the mora and jewels scattered around the chest that it must contain—
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's open it.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it. Doesn't it seem—
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt.
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we were the ones to dig it—
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game can impact the future course of the story.
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marchese hunters.
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe we can come up with an explanation in advance.
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use it to buy some gear and fill up on good food?
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice once again. Well, it's getting late.
Wow!
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all or because the story—
Here, here! Oh!
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette—
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for the next part of the story.
Huh?
There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to—
Whoa.
Well, even if we end the game, something that's just a coincidence, okay? And anyway, Paimon really—
Well,
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern, but
Salute.
my earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill repute.
What a heavy beginning for a life.
Master was a fascinating individual, if inexperienced in the ways of raising children. My first ever toy was a short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as something Master removed from her waist and handed to a noisy child in need of distraction.
Oh wait, so she handed an actual sword to a—
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not— See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me and said, "Give me your hand. I'll teach you to bandage this wound. After that, it's time to learn how to truly hold a blade."
Excuse me for asking this, Clorinde, but how old were you exactly?
Probably around, 3, give or take.
3? Isn't that when most kids are still struggling to hold a fork?
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of raising—
I'm not so sure this is a question of experience.
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hatchling.
a Geovishap hatchling? For a pet? That seems even more dangerous.
What she said was this: make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
And how old were you when this happened?
5.
Well, did you win?
No, I lost.
So you're saying you actually became the Geovishap's pet?
Yes, but only for a week. By the end of that week, I defeated it in combat, and we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
That really doesn't sound like the kind of childhood someone should have.
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a marechaussee hunter, but I never heard her bring up her own parents. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that. Even though the training she subjected me to was strict, she always made sure to take me traveling when she had the time. We met many of her friends during those days. That was also how I met Mr. Callis and his family.
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our picnic and hid behind Ms. Petronia the whole time.
I still hadn't really met many children my age at that time, so I didn't know how to interact with others.
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions, remember? I don't think many members of the Spina ever beat you in one.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We overheard Papa call your master Fontaine's Protector of Justice. We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but you nearly let it
Protector of Justice? Oh, wait, you mean that vigilante hero from 20 years ago? The one who is always active at night?
Yep, that would be her. She often would put on a black cloak and go out at night. I never knew where she went or what she was doing. Until, like Navia said, we overheard the
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk.
My apologies.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do with it. And although calling herself the Protector of Order was a bit much,
Huh? When did the Protector of Justice
Oh, she had a bunch of code names. I heard she would just come up with a name on the spot whenever she was asked. Later on, she probably got sick of answering those questions and decided to stick...
That sounds like her, all right. I bet she forgot which of the two she'd use by the time she got back each...
Well, she certainly sounds like a fascinating individual.
It's true. I always wanted to become like her. Someone powerful, independent, and with a strong sense of conviction.
But...
She suddenly disappeared the night I turned 10 years old.
Disappeared? What happened?
I have no idea. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But Master never came to pick... When she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to Mr. Callis's house to ask about her whereabouts. But he only shook his head.
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's personality and way of doing things, it all made a lot of sense. Just like how, when a litter of kittens reaches a certain age... I was at first, but not anymore.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and become the greatest champion duelist in all of Fontaine. You're practically a living symbol of law and justice.
I suspect my position would be far too by the books for her. Master always did whatever she pleased. But you're right. I suppose I do take after her in some ways.
Who knew Clorinde had such an interesting past? I never had the chance to ask her about it before. And I wonder... if Clorinde's master were the champion duelist back then... would that duel against Mr. Callis have gone differently? Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Clorinde and Navia are probably thinking something similar. The mood just got super awkward all of a sudden.
Well, anyway... Would you look at the time? It's getting dark, so we should probably call it a day for real this time. If we keep talking like this, we really will be here.
I had a great time today, Miss Clorinde. Thank you for being our...
Anytime.
The script was good, but I've got to say, Hey, you should tell us more about that fight against the Geo-Bishop sometime.
What does she mean, on to something? I certainly don't know any 5-year-olds who want to fight a bishop in their spare time. Guess I'll head back as...
You're that...
I was talking about...
Let's go meet up with the
Looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin,
Is that have you all?
I admire the work.
So the set...
Unfortunately,
Anyone think Clorinde?
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. But if we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity, why don't we get...
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile.
staring at me won't get you anywhere.
Why aren't you saying anything now?
Oh, this is the
Huh.
Well, I made sure... Anyway, where were we? Oh, wait. We haven't... Well, it's only a matter...
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
So, you've reached an agreement?
Oh, and we'll collect...
All right. You collect the trip. The city is still shrouded in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere. In places where Thank you, Kai. The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you.
Should we go find that man again at the square?
Oh, good idea.
Just as you start... Please wait, distinguished guests. Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Surely you jest...
Do you think this could be a trap?
Well, we have to...
I say we go for it.
After a quick gilded take...
Wow.
The elderly king... He wears above him... A man dressed after a moment.
The king does not...
The king remains... Esteem, I've heard... However...
Well, we've... The golem's... Well...
How did he...
Ah,
Wait,
only that.
But that's...
Yeah, that...
Maybe so. What? No one... Clad in his
I would like to...
The guards in the...
Well, there goes my...
It appears we... Before I decide...
Can't we try to slip away?
But if we try to...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by...
Well, I think...
You allow your... It's only what... Stay here. The guards lock...
wait, sir!
Your voice.
No!
Carve out a new...
You reach toward your...
What about that...
When did you...
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover,
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be seen.
Correct. You don't...
Oh, well...
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well.
What? But that's a terrible end...
I mean...
That is...
Oh, before I took a cloak...
Wait,
I doubt it. Master left... I gave you this...
Wait, when did this happen?
After the duel. Between Mr. Callis and my...
Before that, Clorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the Spina some days. She was on great terms with Papa as well. After the duel, though, there was a period of time where we simply didn't know how to... We were both sad and conflicted. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder. If Miss Petronia, back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father.
No one can change the past. The most important thing.
Yep,
I'm sorry, you two.
think nothing of it.
Looks like the next...
Perfect timing.
From Clorinde's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Water continues to... Eventually, suddenly...
Heads up, everyone.
Gather close, everyone.
Who are you?
I work as a guard. Shh.
I understand.
The king has issued a...
Execute!
Monsters appearing at...
There will be time for infiltrating the cap.
Have you seen our weapons any?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. His faction is too powerful to defeat him.
You're not coming with me?
No. As long as my...
In that case...
Thank you for your concern. I will... As for the location of the vault...
Got it.
All right. Once I open the door, you now have the chance. And be...
With the help of the guard, you...
Wait, we didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool summon spell?
That is a pity, but we can only continue to move forward.
This should be the place, Mark.
This bit of...
Well,
Wow.
Before you lies a serene stretch of...
Well, guess...
Ah! Yes. Wow, baby. Max? You'll keep me doing that. Ako?
What's the matter?
It's nothing. As you step in...
Wow, this must be where the treasure is hidden.
But this door is blocking our way in.
Huh. What have we got down here?
A pattern on a stone door.
Is something wrong?
After a long, difficult journey, you finally your surroundings...
That description makes...
We're doing this for the sake of the people.
Linny's right. We need the next part of this...
Yes. Something...
YOLO. Oh, okay. Ako, di kan.
I found something.
Found something here, too.
Same here.
পরে বলে দিব
It worked.
Something just appeared.
By solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves at the end of each
With
a key.
Oh, it must be the key to the big door.
This is one of the Marechaussee Hunter keys that are passed down. It is said that 4 keys in total are required to form the final, complete key.
Huh?
You hear a few strange noises.
What's going on? Did we...
For the sake of immersion, please close your eyes, everyone.
But Paimon can still see a little bit over here. Oh, right. Sorry.
Suddenly, you hear...
There's someone else here?
I've been discovered then.
Wait,
You recognize the voice as belonging to the guard who led you to this place. It appears he now...
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't fight to the full...
Judging by the way he's holding his sword, he must be a real Marechaussee hunter.
Retreat! That's not the hunter way. If it's dark for us, then it's dark for him.
Your choice is noted. Please keep your eyes closed.
You got it!
Well then, let us begin. Loaded.
I'd like to try to hit him with my sword.
Your strike is successful.
Ha! You're facing a veteran Marechaussee hunter. You don't stand a chance.
Is he still standing? Goodness, he sure has a lot of HP.
is it over?
The enemy is strong and relentless, but the battle is...
What about now?
Final strike. Ha!
Oh, well, did we get him?
Warm fire flickers across the walls once more. Your vision is now clear. In an impressive display of courage, the four of you, that look in his eyes. It's like he became an entirely...
Huh? Oh, wait. We're supposed to be role-playing. Speak your name, guard. Is this treasure really...
What kingdom? I, Florian, am a true Marechaussee hunter, descended from hunters of ages past.
So he's also using his real name. Or...
Then I'm even more confused. If you truly are a Marechaussee hunter...
What do you know? In this day and age,
What's that supposed to mean?
my skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of obscurity in the remote, and what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. The Marashose hunters were
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy? I didn't expect it.
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come to—
because I still needed the final key.
Only a true Marashose, as someone who sought to hurt others for his own.
Okay, but
You're sure?
We've been talking about it for so long, of course.
And we've already defeated Florian, right?
Watch yourself.
Then let's open the door together.
All right. Before you, the door to the treasure, sealed and up. You hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of deceit.
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's inside!
Ooh, me too!
ugh, uncovering hidden treasure is the most exciting part of—
A stone?
You call this a treasure vault? Looks more like an abandoned...
Maybe the troop ran out of budget at the end?
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to...
Wait, I get it now.
Huh?
This is it? The Marashose...
Whoa, are you...
The Marashose hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown. One of you seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. So, how are you doing?
What just happened?
Do you remember how you got here? Or what?
I remember now. I brought you here because I wanted to... The explosives in the cave!
You mean these?
Huh? How did you...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave, so I kept an eye out. I've already dismantled the whole thing.
So the strongest champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
I deserve some answers, don't you think? Everything you said earlier sounded like the truth. Luckily...
I don't know. I just always felt like there was something in my heart that didn't belong to me. The feelings about my father and the other Marashose hunters are real. It just wasn't fair. I don't know when it started, but at some point, my anger came to completely...
But if the treasure was all you cared about, why plant all those explosives? Wouldn't they just destroy the treasure?
I can't remember.
From your description, I suspect you were
Devorator?
Oh, your master... your father, I mean... never talked about it? It was a
No, I've heard of it. I'm just... Wait, it can't be. The seal!
The seal?
My family has served as Marashose hunters for many generations. But the title in swordsmanship, my father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. He said it had been... But I neglected that duty after he died.
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, you could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption. In light of this,
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desires.
And yet...
One of them belonged... I know just how strong you are. It's the only way I could think to obtain that last key was to lure you here using your hobby.
I won't
Well, Well, I did pour my heart and soul into it. The stories my father used to tell me about the glory of the heroic Marashose hunters.
It's more than just a story.
Huh?
You're proud to be a hunter.
I have done.
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer. Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain.
But I've already tainted my.
Wake up, Florian. Remember how you introduced yourself earlier. Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and acknowledged by the people? What did your father You do not wield your sword for yourself, but to protect those you serve. Do you still not understand? Even after...
You're right.
I wouldn't be so quick.
I know.
Good. Then, come with me, and help me see the script through to the end.
Huh? See the script through to the end? But...
Never finished it, huh?
No, I mean, I wrote the script with the sole purpose of luring...
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil...
You mean the Devorator?
Is that really so hard? You've already written most of...
You aren't afraid your party will fall...
I know what my friends are capable of. And...
Then...
They're back!
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Marash...
Tone it down.
Sorry. After crossing
Oh,
I confess...
that little...
That's right. To be perfectly honest, the treasure...
The names of all the Marashose hunters from...
Wait, you...
Of course. Don't underestimate a veteran role player's
We just finished reading through the content of the stone.
That tablet recorded the lives of some fascinating people. For example, this Marashose hunter called Est. She inherited the responsibilities of the Golden Hunter and passed judgment on many people, but in private.
So, she was just like you.
Oh,
Well, when you put it that way, working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to confound his enemies in battle.
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments.
Because... they chose to be. To hunt monsters that only appear in the shadows.
Then this stone...
That's right. Few Marashose hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. The only time they spoke of their accomplishments would be at night, when they gathered with their fellow hunters in front of the...
so this tablet was created not so that the
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
You regard the stone tablet in song. The tablet proved their legacies.
Father, you once told me that I should... Thank you, my friend. I implore you, everyone, please...
Well, that sounds good to me.
I have no objections, but... Mr.
Huh?
What if...
GM,
At first glance, these blades...
So basically, take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon, since it used to belong to Est.
Ah, good idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
Paimon's gonna pick a cool weapon.
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing through.
Mr. Florian, do you know where to find the
I was able to see his surroundings when we must be extremely...
Then why don't we
No, we have to...
I agree with Mr.
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point.
Yes, that's what's called... Yes, that's...
Alright, you...
Mr. Florian?
Of course.
He had to set up so many.
Finally, you decide as you walk away. Finally, you arrive at the church floor. As you approach, an ominous aura
How strange.
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go!
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already been corrupted by the... I don't think it's a good idea for you to...
That's exactly why I... Yes,
That's too risky.
I understand. The Devorator will have... You're not like me. This is... Consider it a duel to...
Then, as a champion duelist, I hereby accept your request for a duel, and extend to you my most sincere regards.
Thank you.
The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the
So lifelike!
This foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure, the power to defeat it, in your own two hands.
The treasure? You mean... The names! It's the Marechaussee Hunters' names!
How are we supposed to...
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved until the very end.
Hunters fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
Walter the Marechaussee Hunter, master of 1,000 tricks, executioner of the Phantom Hunters, I call for aid!
Est, the Marechaussee Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters. Answer my call!
Petronia, protector of justice and order. The hunter I respect the most. Thank you for saving my friend, the best one I'll ever know. Please, lend us your strength.
We have come to answer your summons. And so, the monsters were eradicated, and the sorcerer was defeated. Peace soon returned to the capital. Some remembered the names of the heroes who saved their kingdom, but others simply continued their lives none the wiser. Such is the story of the Marasho. They will always protect. Yes.
It's a pretty solid story overall. That final.
Oh, right.
Yeah, mine nearly. Oh,
Did you have a good...
of course.
Sure. No.
Then I'll have. Once Mr. Flory.
You're right.
Well.
Okay, so
I think it should be fine.
what in the world?
That time in the cave when you told us to close.
I was dying of curiosity.
Guess none of us wanted to.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, wait. Don't tell me Paimon never... Oh, this is all my fault.
Bit.
You're saying everything that happened back there?
It's probably more accurate to say this was...
What?
So loud.
Hey, you! Get up right now!
No shaking, please!
Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys made up that whole lot. It's not nice to lie to people, but Paimon's got to admit.
Yeah, it was.
If Paimon knew something was...
Everything was
As it...
Guess I'm just you. As for you, I would say...
What?
You may have been blinded, but you'll be far more used to the city above ground than below.
But...
Of course, you'll...
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, though, you're showing in the duel...
Thank you so... Until we meet again.
Speaking of Marashose hunters, what should...
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people?
No. Every name on that tablet, I am no exception.
That's certainly...
Wait!
That's because the Mara...
Oh,
Well, I'm sure...
Oh?
This particular... The names you
So the name...
Navia. Everything...
huh? Oh,
I really appreciate it.
all right. Anyway,
She ran off!
I should probably head back as well. This story was truly incredible. I might have to spend the whole night telling my...
Traveler. Should your name indeed speak...
I suppose the significance would be the journey itself and the world we helped create. There's still value in the time I shared with everyone here, in the things we were...
A great answer. I'll remember it. Me, the Marashose hunter, says perhaps her answer lies in her silence.
Ad Astra. Thank you for.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine.